Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. I am Jeff Iafrate, currently waiting for my co-host, but in the meantime, we got the guys here. Fish in the booth. Fish, how you doing this morning?
Well, I'm doing good. I'm gonna head up there soon, cause yeah.
What do you mean you're gonna head up on the desk? You're gonna come join me on the desk?
You want me to?
Get up there.
Fish,
Okay.
get up here. And in the booth, we got my guy, Mike Gentry. How you doing, Mike?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We just talked yesterday about Dylan Larkin, by the way, in the first hour. Ever since we discussed him after the All-Star game, dude's been on a tear.
Oh yeah. He's
So
buzzing right
I think
now.
that's a little bit of foreshadowing. If I'm not
Hopefully he
mistaken.
keeps it up. Tonight at Edmonton.
Dude, and I want to bring up something quickly because I thought this was great. Per Colin Cowherd, he released his top 10 quarterbacks heading into the next season. And there's a very special guest that made the appearance. Mike, you can throw the graphic up right now. And this was the biggest shock to me because we talk a lot about on this show where we have Jared Goff. And there you go, top 10 quarterbacks heading into next season according to Colin Cowherd. He had Jared Goff
Hell yeah.
coming at number 10. This is all the NFL, by the way. We talk about the NFC, and I do believe that coming off of last year and the year in which Jared Goff had, to me, he's the second best. But right now, Colin has him as the third best. You have fourth best. You have Jalen Hurts number 1, Matthew Stafford number 2, Aaron Rodgers number 3, and Jared Goff number 4. And this has to be off body of work because Matthew Stafford last year, in the limited time he did play, he didn't look good.
Well, Aaron Rodgers is a suspect.
And that's another
up
one,
there.
Fish. Yeah, the Aaron Rodgers one I didn't understand either. But again, this has to be body of work. I mean, back-to-back MVPs. I get that. But if we're going off last season, the only quarterback I'd be willing to give you is Jalen Hurts. Not any other quarterback. But here you go. He made the top 10. Would you think this was possible before the season, Fish? Jared Goff would be a top 10 quarterback, according to Colin Cowherd?
I mean, maybe like top 15.
Is he better than Desmond Ridder? That's a tough one, ain't it?
Sure. Yes, he is.
Tough one?
Yes. No, it's not tough. He is.
That's who you wanted to draft, right? I mean,
Sure,
okay.
yeah.
As long as
Hey, I
that.
mean, they could trade for him.
Technically, yes, you are right. They can
They could trade for him. They
Uh,
won't, but they could. You never know. Anything's possible in the National Football League, as we saw from the Super Bowl yesterday or Sunday, whatever day it was. Not yesterday.
Pistons fan
Sunday.
11 says, yeah, he's better than Ridder easily until proven otherwise. I'm clearly he's way better. You weren't here for that yesterday, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, I was going to say, you heard Fish say those words out of his mouth. Okay, just making sure. But I thought this, although I get where Colin's coming from, you're going to bring up body of work. I vehemently disagree with it. I mean, the only quarterback I'd be willing to give you is Jalen Hurts, and we saw what he did in the Super Bowl. But besides that, Jared Goff, despite the start and how it looked, you can't deny how he finished. He's better than Aaron Rodgers. He's better than Matthew Stafford right now until we see the Matthew Stafford from 2 years ago. But until then, Jared Goff's a top 2 quarterback in the NFC, but right now he's top 10. So I thought that was interesting heading into next season. Say what you want about Goff. Say what you want about his salary. The Lions, if they could fix the problems they have defensively, you got a top 10 quarterback. So
One thing I did notice from this list, he has Herbert above Josh Allen.
yeah, that's another one that, I mean, we can start picking apart this list. I don't have a problem. Obviously, you guys know how I feel about Mahomes. He's the man, number 1. Number 2, Joe Burrow. I get it. Number 3, Trevor Lawrence. How do you feel about that one? I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I would probably still put Josh Allen, but if you want to go Trevor Lawrence, again, projection, I get that. But the Herbert over Allen thing, I didn't really understand. I mean, Herbert, all respect to him, you can't blow a lead like that. Even Josh Allen, too, all the turnovers he had, I think he's still better than Justin Herbert. But yeah, the NFC quarterbacks, it really shows you AFC's king. Top 5 quarterbacks right there on that list, all AFC quarterbacks. So say what you want about Goff. He's in the conversation with those guys, and those are all pretty good quarterbacks. So not much to say. Welcome, Adam, my guy.
This goddamn TV wall's not working. What are you going to do? Fish?
Yeah?
What?
What do you
fish
mean,
do?
what?
Do you know what these are?
Yeah, the sheet that I'm supposed
You
to
don't
give
have to
you.
say what they are.
Oh, well, you said what
What's
are
missing?
they?
Well, what's missing? Don't say anything. Mute your mic. But what's missing? I'm not gonna say anything. You're good.
I don't know what's missing.
I know, clearly. Good morning, buddy.
How you doing?
You have to-
Great.
Can you
I'm
tell
great.
me during
Fucking TV
the?
wall's
Can you
not
tell me
working,
during
man.
the advert?
Shut up, Fish, please. Just shut the hell up.
I want to know what's missing. I gave you your sheet.
Just shut the hell up, please. Please.
All right. So the list. We're talking about the
Colin
list.
Cowherd's list. How about that?
Pull the
Jared Goff in the top 10.
Put the list. Okay. So
Look at your boy at number 9.
Ooh.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him.
They got usually two quarterbacks they typically defend. You got Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson up there. So I want to ask you two questions. One, do you mind Lawrence being that high? And two, do you think Goff's the fourth best according to Colin?
In the NFC? Yeah, I don't know why Stafford and Rodgers are on there. I think he's a bit optimistic with Matthew Stafford. With Aaron Rodgers was awful this year.
Jared Goff beat him twice.
Again, a name getting into the top 10 more than performance. If anything, I'd move Lamar, Stafford, and Aaron Rodgers behind Jared Goff right now. Lamar Jackson, I question his ability to stay healthy. He struggled the last 2-3 seasons with it. That's a problem. Aaron Rodgers, I don't know where he is right now. He's locked in a cabin. Matthew Stafford, look, his contract is what it is, and the Rams have to accept it. I don't know if they're going to restructure, but the reality is it's only Cooper Kupp, Sean McVay, Aaron Donald, and Matthew Stafford in LA. They have nothing. They have no draft picks to compensate like the Chiefs have. They're stuck. They're stuck. Jalen Hurts at 6, I think, is too low. I think it's too low. I think right now, I agree with the list, but Herbert's got to be 6.
I was going to say, I would put Hurts over Herbert. The other four,
Yes.
I don't disagree with.
I think 100% Mahomes, 2 100% Burrow, 3 100% Lawrence, 4 I'm not a fan of how much Josh Allen turns the ball over, but I don't think he has a choice given he's trying to overcome a coach who hasn't figured out how to put a good O-line or run game around him. So you can only do so much. I'm going to put Allen at 4, Hurts at 5. You can convince me Herbert 6, but Stafford 7, Rodgers 8,
It's
Lamar 9. No, going into next season, who had a better resume? Jared Goff did. You can have him
absolutely.
as high as 7.
Yeah.
And then what you do at 8, 9, and 10 is you take a chance. You can take a chance on Kyler? No. I'm not taking a chance on Aaron Rodgers. To be honest, I'm not taking a chance on Stafford. Absolutely not. But again, when healthy, he is. When Aaron is not dealing with whatever he deals with, they are. Lamar, when healthy, definitely top 10.
Right.
So, what's the criteria? I know Colin used head coaching, history, recent performance. So, fair. And I get the Josh Allen critique, but who am I going to replace any of those guys with? I'm not replacing any of them with Dak, Kyler,
No Malik Willis.
Russell Wilson.
Not even
Willis.
a consideration for Malik Willis.
0.
How dare you?
0.
But these are also projections for next season, so I get,
It's not even just projection, because you look at Trevor Lawrence, and from week 9 to the end of the regular season,
he was good.
No, he wasn't good. He was statistically the best quarterback in the NFL. Not Mahomes, not the MVP, not the runner-up Jalen Hurts, not Joe Burrow. Trevor Lawrence was the best quarterback statistically in the NFL from week 9 to the end of the regular season.
I get that, but if
Highest passer rating jump from year 1 to year 2 in NFL history.
Oh, yeah, trust me.
Calvin Ridley coming back.
He's a
2
stud.
years of Doug Peterson.
if we're going off second half of the season, tell Colin to go check out Jared Goff's second half of the season. 15 touchdowns,
It wasn't
0
better.
interceptions.
Well, it
Not
wasn't
saying it was
be-
better, but if we're going off second half, I think he had a better second
got him-
half than
he's got him
Aaron,
in the top
Matt
10.
Stafford. Yeah,
I think he
get
nailed it. I don't know how I feel about Stafford and Rodgers. I really don't even know what to do with them, to be honest with you, more than anything. I think they're just there because of the name. But no, he got it right. He got it right. Lamar at 9, I don't mind. He wins 75% of his games, even if I think he's unreliable and needs a lot of work throwing the football. Can't deny that he doesn't win a lot of his games. Can't deny that he's a winning quarterback. He's doing something right.
Is he a franchise quarterback?
Not mine. Maybe yours. Not mine. Not mine.
I'll take
Love
it.
the list, though.
Yeah, no, it was interesting. Just the fact that nationally, just to see Jared Goff more appreciated, he's top 10. I thought that stood out to me immediately.
Why is he in there, right? Look at the first 3 quarterbacks on that list. Okay? What do all of their head coaches have in common? They've at least been to or have won a Super Bowl.
Right.
Okay. Would you consider them all elite offensive-minded coaches?
I would.
Doug Peterson, Zach Taylor, Andy
Yep.
Reid. Okay. Chargers went out and got Kellen Moore. He's sitting there at, number 5 on Colin's list.
Mm-hmm.
You got Jalen Hurts, Steichen, who just took a job in Indy. Okay, Lamar. Nah. What does Goff have? Goff has an elite offensive coach in Ben Johnson. Elite play caller, play designer, game caller. Elite in Ben Johnson. He's got an elite offensive line. He's got good weapons and a good run game. And you know what? Yeah, a lot of what Jared Goff has done this year is because of his surroundings. But that doesn't take away what he's done. So I'm big fan of Colin, big fan of the list. Don't know what I should do with Aaron Rodgers or Aaron Rodgers or Matthew Stafford. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I love some of these comments, too.
Go for it.
I see Dr. Detroit, Goff over Montana, Goff over Marino.
You guys are too much sometimes. It's 8:12 in the morning, trying to fix a damn TV wall here. I don't need to hear about Joe
Hey,
Montana.
whoever did
and
the
Dan
description this morning, he's a god.
Wait, what'd you say?
Marino. Fish, honestly, if I could go one show with you shutting the absolute fuck up, I would really appreciate it.
Just saying.
Honest to God. I'm just saying, too. Jesus Christ.
Fish, you got to fire back.
No, he doesn't. He's shut the
Oh,
hell
hey,
up.
I just look
You
at the
need to
description.
mute your mic.
See how great that
You need to
description
mute
is.
your mic and shut the hell up. This is what you need to do. But you look at Jared Goff. Would you go out on a limb right now and say Lamar has an elite OC?
Lamar?
Yeah.
I don't know much about the OC. I know he was
Okay.
the OC
I'm
at
asking.
Georgia.
No,
No,
just
not right now.
answer the
Not
question.
right now. Not
Okay.
right now. No.
Aaron Rodgers?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford. No, don't say yes. You were right the
He hits
first
an
time.
MVP seasons if he stays. But anyway, go on.
Matthew Stafford?
Yes, I'd say.
Okay.
Sean
Sean McVay,
of course.
obviously. Okay, so out of those guys that are near Goff, he's got the better coach, the better OC, I should say, the better O-line, and as good, if not better, weapons. Would you say the Lions' receiving corps is better than the Ravens?
Yeah.
On par with the Rams only because they have Cooper Kupp, but
Right.
even then he's
Yeah.
always hurt.
I would say yes.
Better than the Packers?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. So, yes, a lot of what he is and what he's done is because of his surroundings, but I don't think that's a bad thing. And damn it, he's in Colin's top 10, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, he's in a great situation.
I'm here
And that's
for
why people can make, and that's why when people make the argument to, not go obviously all offense, but to upgrade your offense in the draft or free agency, never be afraid to add, talent to a strength. I don't mind it. Because you give Jared Goff all the talent in the world, you give him a run game, you give him an offensive line, and that goes for any quarterback. He's clearly going to have success. So there you go. He's top 10.
All right, let's take a pause. When we get back, I want to continue with Jared Goff. Why? Not only he's on the list, but I heard this from you this morning. He's number 2 in the NFC, and I swear to you guys, the more you think about it,
It's true.
you really think about it, the more you just say it out loud. We'll do that next. Say it out loud, and you'll understand why Goff is top 2 in the NFC. We'll get to that next, but before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Chili Peppers Tanning.
Well, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find all the cleanest salons in the D with spotless, sanitized rooms and trained and certified tanning professionals. You can join the Pepper Club for all the best deals. They'll beat all competitors by $5. Don't forget, ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans, your vitamin D headquarters, 27 locations, and more on the way.
Chili pepper stand. Wow.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
Wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. You can try the classic meatloaf or Cajun chicken Alfredo, but you can get breakfast as well. The stuffed potato pancakes are back, the lumberjack, the Santa Fe Garden, or Blockbuster. Stop by your local Big Boy today.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, WoodwardSports.com as always. All right, Jared Goff. All right, Colin has him in the top 10. I'm here for it, but I heard you say he's second best in the NFC.
I've been saying that I've been arguing in the back with some of our coworkers about that.
Well, they're stupid. That's why. Because there's nothing to argue.
Right.
But we're going to try a different exercise because I think we always yell, argue, debate. And it doesn't get anywhere most of the time, especially with most of the people we talk to here. Okay? Because reason and common sense doesn't work, so damn it, we're going to try something new. Right? Cool.
I love it.
All right, Jared Goff, say it with me, right? Let's go through the NFC quarterbacks this year, and you tell me if they are better currently than Jared Goff. Okay? Yes, situation. Yes, coach.
Yes, situation
yes, wide
matters.
Receivers, it all matters. But whose situation and which quarterback are you taking? Okay. Jalen Hurts. I'll let you start, Jeff.
Oh, listen, I know.
I think it's obvious.
Yeah, people in the chat were saying, or at least one or two people said Jared Goff's better than Jalen Hurts. No. That's crazy. Jalen Hurts, even in the situation he's in, he's better, more talented than Jared Goff. I'll
100%.
say that.
But you know what Jalen Hurts does have in common with Jared Goff, though?
What?
I wouldn't pay him max money.
I would, but I get if that's your standpoint, you've been consistent with that. I
would tell him, hey, I'm not giving you 55, 60 million.
Well, that's yeah.
I'm not giving you 4 years. Is this real life? I don't know. All right.
Is this a joke?
I'm not leaving the building.
No.
So, Fish, you can leave that. You can leave that. Don't worry about it.
We'll burn talking about Jared Goff.
I don't know how obnoxious this sounds. It's obnoxious in the mics.
We said Goff was the second best quarterback in the NFC, and the alarm started going off.
What are we doing here? We'll take a break so you don't have to listen to this shit.
Yeah, I don't see a fire over there.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back as soon as it stops, guys. Be patient. Give us 2 minutes.
Not thinking anything else.
Let us figure out what the hell's going on. We'll be right
back. What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to WoodwardSports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to WoodwardSports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show. The fire alarms are officially gone. Jesus Christ.
There is no fire, at least not to our knowledge.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here? TV wall's not working in the morning. Fire alarm goes off. Can we have a normal morning, please? Anyways, all good.
I feel like we have some of the most weirdest stuff happen during our show. Like, we've had people walk in.
I don't know.
It's just, yeah.
What are you going to do? Look, Jared Goff.
Yes, anyway,
Back to Jared Goff. I want to try this exercise. I want us to say the quarterback's name out loud. Yes, take their coach, take their situation, their receivers, all of it. Take it all into consideration when you make your decision. But I do think if we say it out loud, we're all going to come to that exact conclusion, which is Jared Goff currently is the second best quarterback in the NFC. So after Jalen Hurts, okay, I think we all agree, let's move on. And let's start in the NFC East. Dakota Meyer Prescott. Is that his
Dakota Rain.
Dakota Rain, even worse. Even worse. Dak Prescott, you taking him over Jared Goff? I would say no.
No, I would not. I would not. I have more. I have, I guess, more proof that Goff can at least not be the sole reason you make a Super Bowl, but he has more playoff success. He's coming off a better season. No, I would rather have Jared Goff over Dak Prescott.
All right, let's say it out loud. Carson Wentz.
Oh, yeah, that one years ago, this was an actual debate at first and second pick in their respectful draft. But now that we're in 2022, or 2023, excuse me, yeah, no. I'm not taking Carson Wentz. It's been a very, unfortunate drop-off for Carson Wentz over the last couple of years. So, no, I'm going with Jared Goff.
All right, it gets even better. Honestly, my pants might be falling off pretty soon. Daniel Jones.
Ooh. Yeah. I like Daniel Jones. Think he's solid. But over Jared Goff, no. I mean, the career-high passing touchdowns for Daniel Jones, 24 in his rookie season. I mean, they're not the same quarterback. Now, I like Daniel Jones' mobility. I like what he can do with his legs. I think that makes him a better quarterback. But still, overall, playing the quarterback position, I think we would all agree. Mike Kafka in New York's done great things for Daniel Jones. Hopefully he can stick around. Daniel can have consistent coaching. He's got Dable now. But he wants to get paid. And I'm telling you, once he gets paid, this decision will become even more easier. So I'm going with Jared Goff. I think he's in a better situation. He has better weapons. He's got a better offensive line. You could argue better offensive coordinator, even though I like Mike Kafka a lot. But still, there's no legitimate argument you can make to me that you would take Daniel Jones over Jared Goff. So even though he made the playoffs.
No shit. It's an exercise you don't have to justify it. Just say the fucking name. Say it with me. Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah, you're not taking him. All right, cool. So Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott, Carson Wentz. Say it with me, every single one of you. There you go. All right, let's go to the NFC North. Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Ayahuasca, Mr. I'm locked in a cabin and don't fucking talk to me. We all know what we're saying here.
Aaron Rodgers,
who was outplayed by Jared Goff in both games this year.
Right. And this is where it's tough because I like Aaron Rodgers. I think he's still probably the most accurate quarterback of all time. But last season, in the situation he was in, he's not better than Jared Goff right now. I do think if Aaron Rodgers goes to a situation where he has plenty weapons,
that's
good
the whole
offense,
point.
then yes,
talent-wise,
if you're saying he stays in Green Bay, I'll take Jared Goff. And if he leaves, he won't even be in the NFC. So this argument won't even matter. So yeah.
So there you go. Okay, moving on. Justin Fields or Jared Goff.
Oh, well, that's yeah.
Oh, well,
Jared Goff.
I'm glad it's that simple for you. Yes, obviously, Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, no question.
Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins.
This one, if you told me Kirk, I would disagree, but I wouldn't hate you. I would go with Jared Goff. He threw less interceptions, cleaned his play up the second half, and he obviously has more playoff experience than Kirk Cousins. So he's more proven. So I'm going to go with Jared Goff.
Okay. Let's go to the NFC South. Jameis Winston.
Well, we'll just move on. Yeah, we'll move on.
Let's go to Sam Darnold. Oh, wait, moving on. Let's go to Kyle Trash. Oh, there you go. The name speaks for itself. Moving on. Let's go. Reality. Desmond Ridder. Oh, name speaks for itself.
Fish, so, Desmond Ridder.
Nothing in the NFC. Fish, you fuck up, by the way. Jesus Christ. Desmond Ridder. Moving on. Okay, what else we got?
If he comes to the Lions.
Better watch out. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. So we'll leave Desmond Ridder, that one arguable. All right, if you want to take Desmond Ridder, you're okay. No doubt, Goff's better than everyone.
NFC West. Yeah. This is where things get interesting. Trey Lance or Brock Purdy, I'll give you the option. You'd say no. Matthew Stafford, I'm going to say no because of that offensive line, because it's Cam Akers in the backfield, because it's Cooper Kupp coming off a bum ankle and an ACL injury a few years prior. No, they're not the Rams team they used to be. I don't think they can surround him with what he needs for them to be a contender.
Yeah.
But in the NFC, they could probably win 9-10 games.
And he's got to stay healthy.
Wouldn't surprise me.
That's big.
But
thing
right now,
that.
I'm taking Jared Goff. He's in a much better situation. You could debate it, but to me, it's still Goff. Kyler Murray, no. No. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Okay, Geno Smith. So, good morning, America. Good morning, Detroit. Good morning, everybody watching around the nation.
What about the world?
Shut the fuck up, Fish. I swear, if I could get through one sentence with you shutting the fuck up, it would make my day. It would make my absolute day. Is that possible? Moving on. I'm not even going to finish it. Not even worth it. Not even worth it. We'll take a break. When we get back, around the NFL, Shane Steichen, Jonathan Gannon hired. I'm not sure if you had an issue with this when you brought this up yesterday.
Yeah, I do have an issue with this.
Oh, goodness
I don't want to talk about it.
This is going to be epic. We'll have that conversation coming up next. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Swiss Insurance.
All right, be sure to check with Swiss Insurance for your commercial insurance review. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance, give them a shot and you won't be disappointed. Contact them, Mark at SwissINS.com for more information.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Jumper! Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, WoodwardSports.com as always. Around the NFL, look, I'll say this. This is how I'm going to open it, and then I'm going to let you complain about whatever you want to.
Okay.
Or vent your concern with whatever was done, okay? Here's what I'm going to say. Which team this year do you think made one of the most egregious midseason decisions in the NFL? Indianapolis Colts. Okay. Well, what do they need? They need a quarterback. That's the first and most important thing. And they need a head coach who can obviously maybe grow him. All right, Shane Steichen, good hire. Jonathan Gannon in Arizona. You would have thought Aaron Glenn. You would have thought Brian Flores, but he went and took the job in Minnesota.
Right.
Aaron Glenn staying put in Detroit. Okay, fine. But I think I know where you're going with this. And I want to hear you out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a strong stance on Eric Bieniemy. And I haven't moved off it in 2 years. And I'm willing to at least have the conversation. And if you believe... whether it's a raw deal, whether it's this, whether it's that, I don't know. I don't know. I think that's the problem.
Right.
But I'm not going to cry that he's not getting a fair opportunity when Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon were the hot commodities coming out this year, whether we want to admit it or not. And just like the Lions hired Matt Patricia, whether we want to admit it or not, he was a hot commodity coming out.
So how can Gannon and Shane Steichen, I don't really have an issue with. I get that the offense, even in the Super Bowl, you saw how it played out. So Shane Steichen, I think it's a good fit with the Colts, especially if they want to draft a quarterback. But I would ask you just said two of the hottest, and you're right, hottest candidates this offseason. How can Gannon, and this was more about the Cardinals because we talked about them and who we thought they'd hire. Obviously, I said Brian Flores. I didn't think Eric Bieniemy would be, getting head coaching interviews, but that's kind of the issue, and I want to bring up to you. how in the world can we sit here and say that Jonathan Gannon is a hotter candidate than Eric Bieniemy coming off what happened in that second half, being outcoached, and what that defense for the Eagles looked like in the second half of the Super Bowl, and you have the Chiefs who win. Eric Bieniemy's the play caller. This is now 2 Super Bowls, multiple AFC championship games, but Eric Bieniemy can't be a hot candidate. And this is the problem I have too. Because we've seen Eric Bieniemy get interviews, right? And I don't know what goes on in those interviews. I don't know Eric Bieniemy personally. But I don't get how we classify who's the hot candidates. Because if you're the offensive coordinator, and yes, you can say, well, Jeff, Andy Reid calls plays. Well, no, it's already been released that Eric Bieniemy calls plays. Andy Reid has a lot to do with the offense, obviously. But wouldn't you want to bring in somebody like Eric Bieniemy who's around Andy Reid?
Can I ask you this?
And has been in that offense for years. Eric Bieniemy might have to take a lateral job as an OC somewhere else just to not have Andy Reid slapped across his chest.
I don't think so.
Then how can he get a head coaching job? What else does he have to do?
I don't know, because that is the one answer I don't have an answer to. Or, excuse me, that's the one answer I don't have. Because it doesn't make sense. Because Kevin O'Connell gets a job 1 year after being an OC with Sean McVay. And if you look at Andy Reid's coaching tree, it's unbelievable. It's unprecedented.
Right.
But I don't know how many of you have ever hired anybody. I don't know how Eric interviews. I don't know if he does a really good or really bad job. Or if he comes off as too abrasive, or maybe he's too nice. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know him personally.
I don't know why he wouldn't get a job,
right?
Considering he's been a successful OC for now 5 seasons. I don't know. But let's not lie to ourselves here. Let's not lie. Was Eric Bieniemy... When was Eric Bieniemy, honest to God, front page news, must hire? I remember when it was going on with Robert Saleh, and then eventually Dan Campbell being linked here.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I remember at his peak, this guy was ready in line for a job. He didn't get any, the next cycle, and the next, and now this one. And I'm scratching my head because I don't know what more he can do. But I also don't give a fuck, because it's my football team and I'll hire who the fuck I want. And just because he's Eric Bieniemy, I don't give a fuck. If I want to hire Jonathan Gannon or Shane Steichen or Mother Teresa, I'm going to fucking do it.
Right.
But why a team like Chicago last year? A team like Jacksonville, but they kind of did with Leftwich. He declined it. He didn't want to work with Balky. Peterson took the job. The rest is history. Why Eric hasn't even been offered a gig when there's coaches like Ron Rivera who doesn't even know what the fuck is going on half the time. When there's I get the frustration, but I don't know what he has to do. What does he have to show up, suit and tie? I don't know.
And this is
I don't know.
The stigma that bothers me, and again, I don't know the inner circles of the NFL, but just that narrative, that stigma about Bieniemy and how bad of an interviewer he is. You don't think?
I don't know if it's a stigma or if it's the truth.
But you don't think there's 32 head coaches, so you don't think any other head coach is a bad interviewer or was a bad interviewee?
I mean, we saw Jim Harbaugh get the job in Minnesota and then interview in person and totally botched it, and then they went with Kevin O'Connell.
Right. So to say Bieniemy, the only reason he's getting held back is because he's bad in interviews. I think that's a stigma that is mostly false. But if you want to say, well, Jeff, he's going to stay in Kansas City and take over for Andy Reid, I think that would be a perfect opportunity.
I don't believe that, because Andy Reid's not going anywhere. And the reality is, the Bears GM, if you recall, we did this last year. We had this argument last year. The Bears GM came from Kansas City, and he hired a defensive coordinator from Indianapolis. What the fuck?
And I wasn't sure if Bears, did he hire Matt Eberflus, or was that kind of like the Lions? Ownership brings them both. Okay.
He
then that's
hired
even more disgraceful. I mean,
well, it's not though. Is it disgraceful, or they don't feel he's the right guy for the job? I know a lot of players that love Jim Schwartz as a DC. Boy, he fucked him up as a head coach. I know a lot of people. I know so many examples of coordinators galvanizing a locker room, people loving them as coordinators. But do you trust them to be your head coach? And you don't know with Eric. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know with Eric because he's never gotten a chance. And I don't know why. But I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to say it's racially driven. I don't think it is, number one. Two, I think it's a bit old now. Like, what are we doing here? D'Amico Ryans hasn't gotten to a Super Bowl as a DC. He got a job. I don't know what qualification Eric Bieniemy needs to get.
Yeah.
But to me, if you're asking me, from an outside perspective, somebody that doesn't know Eric Bieniemy personally, the only way he's not getting a job is if his interviews are either A, complete shit, or B, he ain't all that. And Tyreek Hill can get upset, and all these guys can get upset. But Kevin O'Connell didn't have an issue landing an interview with another African-American GM, by the way. 2 African-American GMs last year hired Caucasian coaches. Does that make sense to you? If it's going to be about race?
And this comment's interesting by Funky too. The Bears black GM hired a white guy instead of Bieniemy, and he knows Bieniemy on a work level. I'm telling you, it's the former players not liking him and nothing else.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Again,
it can't be just that.
Just say players don't like you, but the Chiefs' offense is still a.
Well, Tyreek Hill's coming out and saying defending you. Andy Reid's defending you.
Yeah, I don't. Again, but Funky, there might be some truth to that. So
who gives him the chance? I don't know.
And I think the league, in a way, the NFL is a copycat league, right? If teams are interviewing Eric Bieniemy and he doesn't get a chance, I think that stigma kind of lurks around. Like the Cardinals are like, I mean, Bieniemy's had opportunities. He hasn't gotten a job.
You interview at GM, you don't get the job. I don't know many other national or even worldwide car companies that are going to want to hire you.
So it's an unfortunate stigma. We will never know because I don't see him getting an opportunity anytime soon. I just thought it was interesting that Gannon, yes, he's young, upcoming, he's one of the hotter candidates, but you lose the Super Bowl, you get outcoached in the second half, and he gets a job. And again, Arizona Cardinals, by the way, they were like 31st with their defense. I get that. You're bringing in Gannon to fix that. I don't get the fit with Kyler Murray, but I'm not the GM, so it's not my problem. But I just think Eric Bieniemy, we'll see. I think he deserves an opportunity, but who knows? He might take over for Andy Reid. I don't know. But I just think it's sad that he has to take an OC job somewhere else.
I don't think he does. I know Andy Reid made that comment. I don't think he does.
Just to get an opportunity. But we'll see.
I think it's ridiculous. Why he hasn't gotten a shot again, I don't know the answer. But I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not. But I hope the NFL has learned. Look at what's going on with Derek Carr. We'll get to Derek Carr in the second hour. Derek Carr, on his shoulders, has delivered 4 winning seasons and 2 playoff appearances in 7-8 years as the Raiders quarterback, with unstable coaches, unstable rosters, awful defenses, awful offensive lines, and for the first time this year actually had a run game. Oh, but he had Josh McDaniels coaching the fucking team, who has a track record of sucking as a head coach. But here we are. That's the NFL.
Yeah.
Guys like Josh McDaniels, I don't know how they get jobs, and Eric Bieniemy doesn't. I don't. But I'm not going to sit here and pull the race card as that's why he's not getting the job. I don't believe it. I don't believe it one bit. Now, do teams have reservations about his character? Maybe, but come on, can we give somebody a second chance here? Okay, do you have reservations about his true knowledge compared to Andy Reid? Well, if you compare him to Andy Reid, you'll never be happy. Because I don't know a coach hired recently in the last 10, 15 years that has been as successful as Andy Reid. Only Sean McVay? Kyle Shanahan hasn't been as successful, so I can't even say his name.
Right.
Only Sean McVay. He's the only one with the Super Bowl. So, what is it? Is it expectation? Is it you don't feel good about the hire? You're not sure if he can handle your locker room, your culture? I don't know. And
to have, to presume that, Eric Bieniemy, the problem is his character or his relationships with players, or people can't work with him. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, coaching, you don't really know truly who you're bringing in. I mean, Matt Patricia, Urban Meyer, these guys are labeled with bad character, but when they were initially hired, that was never the case. So if you're talking about, bad character versus good character, I don't think that's the only reason. There's got to be more to it, and I would like answers. It just doesn't make sense to me. So I wanted to bring it up to at least discuss it.
That's, I think, where you and me differ a little bit, is I'm not going to tell anybody, not in professional sports, not in life, who the fuck they should hire. If I want to hire Fish to fucking be my lead engineer at NASA, god damn it, I'm going to do it. Even if it's going to get people killed. It's my fucking business. Do whatever the fuck I want. That's my edgy part of this whole equation. I can hire whoever I want. You can't tell me who to hire, but I get it. Right. Well, what more can you do? What more can you do? We'll take a break. When we get back, I can't wait. The first edition, the first time we're doing this, and we will be doing this every single day leading up to the NFL Combine. Jeff and I will break down a player of our choice for the next half hour that the Lions should consider drafting. Starts with Jeff coming up next. I'll give you a hint. It's a secondary player, and no, you don't have to take him at pick number 6.
But he's one of my favorite players. Can't wait to
get to him next, but before we do, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Planet Fitness, the official studio sponsor of the Woodward Sports Network. Sign up today. What are you waiting for? $10 a month. Your fitness is essential. Get to a Planet Fitness near you or visit them at planetfitness.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
All right, back here on the Morning Woodward Show live on a Wednesday morning, 8:43. Adham, Beydoun, Jeff, Iafrate, Fish. How you doing, buddy?
Want me to talk now?
Yes.
Okay.
How you doing?
Good. Doing good. We got more Champions League today. How do you not?
Yeah.
That's exciting. Motor City Cruise play at 11 a.m. You might want to tap in. Hopefully they win.
Never. I'll never watch a single minute.
Okay, that's sad. But that's happened today. Champions League today, and then my basketball team, New Zealand Breakers, play tonight. So hope they win.
I love
it.
They can go to the finals if they win tonight. So beat the Jack Jumpers.
The what?
Tasmania Jack Jumpers.
Wow. The Tasmanian Jack Jumpers.
Yeah. Not for the Tasmanian Devil.
Hell if I know.
That's an expansion team right
get
there.
Get it out of my
face.
face.
Wow, Jeff knows. They are an expansion team. Second year in the league. They made it to the final last year and lost to Sydney. Who has, I'm drawing a blank. Who does Sydney have? They have the guy who played on the cruise.
Derek Walton?
Derek Walton Jr., yep. Who's balling out,
Mr. Worldwide,
by the way, in the NBL.
Well, the only reason why I know him is because we had him in studio
Yep.
back in the day. When Stick, Joey, Corey.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy.
He's averaging like 20 points per game.
Good,
ridiculous
he can fuck himself.
numbers.
All right,
wow.
moving on. Nobody cares about basketball. Moving on. Oh, my God. All right, Jeff.
I'm chomping at the bits right now.
I can't wait. I'm not even going to spoil it. I'm going to let you take over. This is all you for the next 15 minutes. Let's talk about your player. You sell me on why the Lions should take him and where they should take him. That's very important.
So we're going to be doing these breakdowns really up until the Combine and post-Combine. But the player I thought of first is one of my favorite players to watch. And I was first brought on to this player by one of my good friends who goes to the college in which he plays at. And it was about a year ago. And he's like, hey, do you know this guy? And I'll say his name in a second. I'm like, no, I don't. I mean, he's in the SEC. I had a chance to check him out, and I watched a couple of his games this year. Just not a huge fan of this specific school, but I wanted to watch him because of the position he plays, and I knew the Lions had need for a corner. I wanted to see what the chatter was about. And the more I watch this player, the more potential I see, and you start to see traits in which, you look at the Lions and you're like, man, they could use a guy like this specifically. And that player today I'm going to highlight is corner from Mississippi State, Emmanuel Forbes. And you see it right here. He's 6 foot, 180, thinner frame, but still long, rangy. I have that as one of the key traits. 6 interceptions this season. And according to Pro Football Focus, all 6 of Forbes' interceptions this season were in man coverage. No other corner in college football has more than 3. So, Emmanuel Forbes, you turn on the tape, you see playmaker. The former wide receiver in high school, former wide receivers right now at corner. I'll bring a couple of them out. Tariq Woolen played wide receiver. Plays safety now, but Kirby Joseph played wide receiver. Richard Sherman, back in the day, played wide receiver. Guys that have have played wide receiver have a knack for the ball. That's how it always has been. And you see Emmanuel Forbes over his last 3 seasons. It's ridiculous to even bring this up, too. In a 3-year starter for Mississippi State, 20 passes defended, 14 picks, and 7 pick sixes. Think about that. 20 passes defended, 14 picks, and 6 pick sixes. Like, the guy's unbelievable. Now, like any other prospect, there's going to be things that you look at and, you can say he needs to work on. For example, his thin frame. That's something you're going to have to talk about. But still, good size. The player I compared him to, at least watching, Marcus Peters. Playmaker, takes chances, and I think that's Forbes a little bit too when you're watching him. He's super physical at the line of scrimmage. The IQ, the football IQ, if you watch him versus Kentucky this season, you see a play, I think it was a screen pass to the running back for Kentucky, Will Levis, got the ball off quickly. Emmanuel Forbes jumps the route, pick 6, and he's gone. There's nobody within 20 yards of him. So the guy has legit playmaker skills. He probably won't be taken. His projection right now is late first, early second. So if this is a guy you might be able to get in the second round, it's great value.
Oh, difficult. You're picking at 48. In the second round. So my question to you is, are you sold on Forbes enough to take him at 18? Let's start there.
I think you can make a legitimate case for it to take him at 18. I know there was other projections that had him between 18 to 24, somewhere in that range. The corner for Buffalo, Khair Elam, I believe his name is, if I'm pronouncing that right. He was taken in the 20s. There was kind of a comparison there, but still, big playmaker. I like his physicality at the line of scrimmage, super physical, competitor. He's got that, and again, hear me out. He's got that Sauce mentality. He's not Sauce Gardner, but Sauce had that swag. He talked trash. He plays with passion. You could see it watching Emmanuel Forbes. You know who he is. Makes a big tackle. He's getting hype with his teammates. I love the emotion in which he plays with. You need that at corner. You need a dog. The Lions currently don't have that. And for a guy you don't even have to get at 6 or even 18, there's great value there. So he's one of my favorite prospects. And if I want to run through some more just stats real quick in 2022, just before we finish up, played in 11 games, contributed on 668 snaps. I'll read the stats: 36 tackles. He added 17 stops. He forced 6 pass breakups, an impressive 6 interceptions, and gave up an outstanding quarterback rating when targeted of 42.8. So good in coverage, good against the run, can get better, but still the playmaking ability is what I see. I mean, you have Kirby Joseph, you got decent corners, but you need a playmaker in the secondary. And again, this is a guy I think would help that out, and especially you bring in Dre Bly. Dre Bly, definition of a playmaker, can help coach Emmanuel Forbes. I love it. It's got good size. The frame, I think people get a little shy of, 180. the guy can gain weight. He's 6 foot, so I like it. I like the length. He's got big arms, big wingspan, long legs. When he's running, he does look like Sauce in stride, because when Sauce runs, it's like he's 6'3", he's taller than Emmanuel Forbes, but still, these corners that are long and rangy, I mean, makes him even more dangerous in coverage. And you didn't see him get beat a ton. He faced Alabama, LSU for his past couple seasons in the SEC. He wasn't on too many highlight tapes. So, like what I've seen out of Emmanuel
Forbes is the 5th highest rated corner coming out of this year's draft class. 4th overall in pass coverage, according to PFF. Kid's a stud. I don't have many questions. I love the Marcus Peters comp. Playmaker. That's what I want. Yeah. When we drafted Kirby Joseph last year, what was the conversation we were all having? Playmaker, ball hawk, highest coverage rated safety in all of PFF, da-da-da-da-da. Got him in the 3rd round. Well, right. That's what you want. You want playmakers. And, outside of Jeff Okudah's pick 6 against Chicago, does anybody recall a cornerback making a big-time play anywhere? It was mostly Aiden and Kirby all year.
Right.
You want playmakers at the cornerback position. Emmanuel Forbes checks those boxes. I think the only concern I have is he misses tackles.
Yep, right. That's part of it.
But I'm lining him up at corner. Not in the slot.
Yeah.
I'm not lining him up anywhere other than corner 1.
Yep.
He's on the left or right side.
He's an outside corner.
He's an outside corner. If he's having to make a tackle, we did something wrong.
And the big thing, too, it's crazy to even think about this, but for Emmanuel Forbes, as many picks and as many pick sixes as he had, teams were actually avoiding him. So they're avoiding him, and still, like I just said, too, 20 passes defended, 14 picks. 14. So, again, and that's the thing with guys like Emmanuel, guys that, are
Talk
playmakers.
about a 3-year starter who's only 20 years old, or 22 years old, by the way. Young. He finishes his first rookie deal, he's going to be 26, 27 years old. It's a nice age. He's played a lot of football in the SEC. Tough conference. Comes from a very good school that puts out very good pros. I like it. He had a really good game against. He had a really good game tackling against Alabama. His best cover games were against Arkansas and A&M, but he had a good game against Ole Miss, and they fling the ball around. So a good corner, 6 interceptions. He's what you want in a player, man. He's what you want. I don't think you get him at 48, though.
You'd have to probably trade up.
I think that's pick number 18, or you trade up to pick 42, 41, but
it's tough.
We'll see.
He's been mocked to, early second. So
we'll do mocks.
First.
Mocks are coming up soon for us. We'll start mocks, and I think that'll explain a lot more of what's going to go on in this draft. Especially, you look at the Lions' needs. They could address them within their first 3 picks, and then you're like, well, we still have another second. You still have another third. You have a fourth. Excuse me, you don't have a fourth. You have a fifth. You got a lot of picks this year. 2 in the first, 2 in the second. I'm liking it. But remember what I brought up yesterday? I told you, what does Brad Holmes always do? He doubles down.
Mm-hmm.
If Emmanuel Forbes is in Brad Holmes' plans, you tell me what makes more sense. Forbes at 18 and another corner in the second round of your choice, or Witherspoon, Forbes, 6 and 18.
So as much as I like Forbes, he's not the best corner, obviously, to me. So it depends who's there at 18, right? If a Cam Smith or a Christian Gonzalez.
What if I told you 6 Witherspoon?
So 6 is a corner.
6 is, let's say, Witherspoon.
Then I'm not taking.
Forbes is on the board at 48.
Oh, then you're doubling up.
Absolutely. Down. But you're not going to double down corners in the first round.
No.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
We're on the same page there.
Okay, good. Good list. Good. I want to go over his traits, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Long and rangy.
Yep. Pull it back up, Mike, real
very
quick.
Sauce Gardner-esque, by the way.
Yeah.
Physical at the line of scrimmage. You love to see it.
Yep.
Look, he's not Sauce, but I do like to believe if Sauce played at Mississippi State or Georgia, that he wouldn't be, quote, Sauce in terms of, he never gave up a touchdown in college. That was the big one, right?
Right,
well, Forbes got a lot of work to do in the SEC. He's going up against some of the best athletes, and I think he's ready to walk in and give you a year one 80% of what Patrick Surtain did coming out of Bama.
Right. And this big thing, too, is with Sauce, is who did he face at Cincinnati? That was always the conversation.
Yes.
With his stats.
Well, he's the exception. He came out
and then he came out and was exceptional. Even playing Alabama in the college football playoff, he was exceptional. So, Emmanuel Forbes, to me, somebody that I think is going to kind of, fall a little bit on people's radars. Obviously, closer to the draft, people are going to know more about Forbes, but he's been my favorite corner to watch, no doubt. If I had to go best corners to me, I think Witherspoon still is my favorite corner of all of them, but Emmanuel Forbes is a close second. I like these two the most. If you want to go with Cam Smith, I know Christian Gonzalez. I've watched some tape of those guys, more focused on these two, Witherspoon and Forbes. Love them both. But I had to bring up Forbes because it's a guy that is not the hot commodity, the hot name in the first round, but it's somebody that closer to the draft, I'm telling you right now, he's going to rise up draft boards. We just got to get to the combine. And one thing I wanted to bring up too, and I don't have the exact number in front of me, but doing my research just over the last couple weeks, I noticed his broad jump, or is either his vertical leap or his broad jump, is like, at least last when it was tested, is higher than Tariq Woolen's, and he has the record. Wow. Tariq Woolen has the record for I think it's the broad jump.
So we can't wait for the combine.
So the combine, Forbes is going to shoot up. I believe that. Speed, I think, is one thing. I think the last recorded 40 he ran was like 4.59. Just to give you an idea, Sean Murphy-Bunting ran like a 4.45, something like that. So, again, speed will get there, but still, love all those traits, man.
Brad Holmes
he's going to slide up draft boards.
Brad Holmes has proven to me that every year he doubles down on a position of need. Corner is a position of need. Now, whether he goes out in free agency and then drafts one in the first round, okay, that would count for me. But in the draft, he takes two. And it wouldn't surprise me if at pick 6 and pick 48, you see a corner off the board. And hopefully it's Forbes at 48. Who knows? We'll take a break. Top of the hour coming up next.
Can't wait to see who you got.
My guy. This is some of the best times that we get to have on the show, to be honest with you.
Oh, it's our favorite. Yeah.
So we got a position of need. I think you all know who it is. I think you all should know who it is. I'll give you a hint. It's a linebacker.
So it's this year's Leo Chenal.
No, it's this year's.
That was your guy last year. You talked a lot about him.
It's this year's
Devin Lloyd?
Affordable linebacker.
Oh, okay.
Who impacts your football team day one and would immediately be your best cover corner, or your best cover linebacker day one. High upside, freakish athlete. We'll get to him next. But before we do, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Cousins Maine Lobster. Scan the QR code, visit them at cousinsmainelobster.com, and treat yourself to a lobster tail, lobster roll. Hell, lobster taco is my personal favorite alongside a clam chowder soup. They also have a lobster bisque soup, which is pretty damn good, but I'm a clam chowder guy. I like to keep it simple. Try them out. Scan the QR code. We'll be right back. My player spotlight, linebacker. Give us a few minutes.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the three biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Jumpin' Puck. Saturdays, 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
All right, we are back here on the Morning Woodward Show live. Top of the hour, Woodward Sports, WoodwardSports.com. Adham, Beydoun, Jeff, Iafrate. All right. Jeff, you gave Emmanuel Forbes a late first, early second round projection.
Yeah.
The player I'm going with is a mid to late second round projection at the moment. Could end up early third round at worst.
So kind of in the Lions' wheelhouse a little
Yes.
bit with where they're selecting.
Yes,
Gotcha.
and that's the whole point of this exercise, okay? For the next, 10 shows. We have 10 weekday shows until the NFL Combine, okay? 10 shows. So up until then, every day, Jeff and I are going to give a player realistically that could be available at one of the Lions spots. First, second, third, fifth, seventh round, doesn't matter. And today, I'm going with the highest rated among all Power 5 conferences. Cover linebacker. And that's Jack Campbell. Big old Jack. Captain, out of Iowa, 6'5", 245 pounds, a fucking menace. He's a goddamn menace. 125 tackles this year. He had the highest cover rating among all linebackers in Power 5 conferences. And to me, the biggest thing that stands out, Jeff, his ability in zone, to play zone coverage, his physicality. He's a freak of nature, for God's sake. 6'5", 250, and moves like a goddamn train. I'm not just going to compliment him. He has a lot he has to work on. He can't miss as many tackles as he has missed. He missed about 1 a game this year. Not ideal, but you know what? I can live with it. And also his sideline speed, again, isn't the best. But, again, his ideal position for me, he's lining up as your Mike linebacker. He's in the middle. He is the guy. I love this. I love this kind of linebacker. This is an Adham type of linebacker. This is a fuck you kind of linebacker. Not Alex Anzalone, like Malcolm Rodriguez. Good guy. They both couldn't cover my mother running a go route. So,
and the big thing that stands out to me is this combination with size and speed. Like at his size, like you said, he was like 6'5", and his ability, not even what he does in zone coverage, but man coverage as well. We talked for a while about the linebacker position, and I see you have Mike linebacker on there. So this is, you can make him a play caller. Like this is what Anzalone is doing now.
This is a captain at Iowa.
Absolutely.
This is a guy that played on one of the better defenses in college football. He's a stud. He's a stud, and at pick 48, at pick 55, in the third round, this is what you're looking for. This is what you're looking for. I know a lot of you thought Trenton Simpson. No. At 18, I don't want to spoil everything because we have a list of players that we're going to go over. He's one of them for me. We'll get to him later on next week, but please, guys, I'm telling you, every single one of these players that Jeff and I will bring up, these are guys that we think they should. Adam, racist with the pick? Absolutely. You guys should know me by now. But I'll tell you what. What do I need him to do? What do we need him to do? This is a guy, it's... Again, how do I say this, Jeff, without sounding like I'm gushing over him? You talk about a guy that checks a lot of boxes. He checks them all. He's got the size, speed. It's not overwhelming. It's not like a Drew Sanders. It's not a Trenton Simpson.
But for 6'5",
but for 6'5", he can move. Again, the best cover linebacker in all the Power 5 conferences. Mm-hmm. And what did the Lions linebackers struggle this year in? Covering. Yep. Especially in zone. Sign me up. If I only have to spend my second round pick, are you kidding me? To me, Jeff, this guy makes all the sense in the world. I love him.
He picked off C.J. Stroud this year as well.
Nope.
So listen, big games. He's played well, and this is a position in need. There's a couple linebackers that at least you've been hearing about. Jack Campbell being one of them. I mean, you got the Campbell to Campbell connection there. You got Jack coming back.
Oh God, I wasn't even gonna go there.
I love it. Iowa guy, played for a good defense, captain of that defense. I like it. Size is big for me, especially at linebacker. I mean, Anzalone, Malcolm Rodriguez, both guys, even Anzalone, 6'2". You bring the guy 6'5", can rush the passer, can play in coverage.
I'm telling you, day one, he walks in, he's probably your best cover linebacker on this roster.
Yeah, especially for a second, late second, early third round
not
projection.
a first-round pick, not your first, second-round pick.
Right.
You can get him in the third, likely. It's good business to me. Now, you prefer Simpson, Overshawn, you prefer a lot of guys, that's fine. No problem. I have no problem with it at all. No problem with it at all. But this guy, to me, Jeff, I think Cons, like I said, sideline to sideline, it's a concern. He's not a freak athlete. He's not going to blow you off. He's not going to blow you just watching. Look back, you watch him play, Jeff. You're like, holy shit. It reminds me of Devin Lloyd. No, he's not the athlete these guys are. But boy, he's something, man. I think third round, realistically, for Jack. I think teams are going to have concern with his speed, his not mobility, but his ability to move sideline to sideline. That's going to hurt him. I think third round, you get a linebacker. Sign me up. Sign me up. I don't mind at all.
Especially position and need. I'm looking at the scouting report because I want to know more about him.
Go for it.
And this is just per Bleacher Report, just reading off what scouts are saying. And one of the things they said, I guess, negative for him. All the positives you pretty much nailed on, that everyone echoes. But the negative I see, doesn't have much moves as a pass rusher, just runs full speed and tries to run through blockers as a blitzer.
Take it a step further. He is an awful pass rusher. I don't expect him to get 3, 4, 5, 6 sacks a season.
Right.
That's not his job. His job is to line up as the mic, be a signal caller, get the defense organized, play excellent zone coverage, and hit his gaps. That's it.
That's what you need.
He's a good run defender and an excellent, not good, excellent pass cover linebacker. That's all I want. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting him for a third round? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's great value.
Great value.
Yeah,
I'm not having to spend a first-round pick on a linebacker. I'm feeling good about it.
And that's kind of. I mean, again, Anzalone. Don't know the future with Anzalone. You get a guy that could be your future play caller on your defense, your captain, and kind of do some of those roles that Anzalone does. Good in pass coverage. Anzalone's great against the run, though. We'll see what he develops. I know a lot of these things like bad at rushing the passer. He's 6'5", so he's got the size to do it. That's coaching. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't mind it. I like it. That was
again. I can line him up in the middle of the field, and I can rely on him executing almost anything I want day one. Now, am I going to sit there and line him up near the tight end, line him up on the edge, get him in one-on-one matchups on the sideline with running backs? No, the fuck I'm not. And if I do, I'm a goddamn idiot.
Right.
So no, my job isn't to just put him in positions where only he can succeed. My job is to make sure he's doing the best damn job he can do. And what is that? It's in the middle of the field. That's where he needs to operate. I think he'd be better than Anzalone and Malcolm Rodriguez day one. Now, you can make the argument, Adam, you still need a hybrid linebacker, an athlete at linebacker. Yeah, I would agree with that. That was one of the things. You can sell me on it. You need it. You need it 100%. But I'm getting, again, the best cover corner, especially in zone, among all Power 5 schools. I love it.
Tregan Kier Studio says, can he contain Hurts?
Nobody can. That's what James Houston is for, by the way.
Yeah.
Fucking freak athlete tackle Justin Fields in the open field.
Yeah, speaking of athletes, he's a freak.
Unreal.
So where would you put Jack Campbell among other linebackers? Where's he at right now?
Oh, he's probably 4th or 5th on the list.
And for second, third round value.
There's athletes that you just can't pass on if they're available at 44 or 55. But no, Campbell I think has huge upside though. Mm-hmm. Luke Kuechly vibes. Again, not the athlete. That's the problem. That is the biggest reason why he's not a first-round pick. Sideline to sideline, he ain't it. He's not gonna make a play chasing down a player that's, let's just call it what it is, a Justin Fields. He's not making that play on Justin Fields that Houston made. You need athletes in football sometimes. You need dudes.
Right.
He isn't one of them, but he's for damn sure a guy you want in the middle of your defense.
I like this comment by Benji. Benji says that's where he's concerning. At the NFL level, good OCs and schemes will match him one-on-one.
Well, that's your job as a fucking defensive coordinator. I think we forget defenses watch film too. And if you're sitting there as a defensive coordinator watching your mic getting picked apart play after play after play, you're a goddamn idiot. Do your job. He should be in the middle of the field only. He should be stopping the run only. I don't want to see him covering running backs on swing routes. I don't want to see him rushing the passer. I don't want to see any of that shit. And that's why he's projected to be a late second round pick. That's my player spotlight today. Jack Campbell.
I love it.
You went corner. I was going to do corner, but I was like, you know what? We'll start with linebacker. We got 10 players each over the next 10 shows we're going to do.
And I love this too. Big Dan Davis, Jeff, Adam, what's your thoughts on quarterback Emmanuel Forbes? By the way, go back about 15 minutes.
10, 12 minutes.
We just broke him down. One of my favorite players, Big Dan, so I'm telling you, someone to look at. I agree. If he's in the second round, it's no-brainer.
Again, you guys need to understand something. How does he cover if he's not athletic? Jack Campbell's athletic. He's an excellent player. But you want to compare him to some of the more, quote, athletic linebackers, it's not even close. Well, how is he such a good cover linebacker? Because he plays in the middle of the field. And he doesn't allow you to pick your defense apart in the middle of the field. You don't see Jack running with a running back who's going to the sideline. None of that. His job is the middle of the field. And if you shore that up for the Lions defense, I'm very happy with it.
Yeah.
I really am.
They need a linebacker.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's take a break. What'd you think?
I love it. And closer to the combine and the draft, dude, we're going to get on the marquee prospects.
I mean, look,
I love
I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'd be a liar if I said I haven't already done mock drafts. I have. We haven't published them yet. We haven't done them on the show yet. But let's not be stupid here. You guys all see what I see in these mocks. There's a certain linebacker who some of you want at 18 that's typically available most times at 44. And you know what I'm talking about. And he's the athlete. He's the dog among linebackers. Trenton Simpson. Look, you're all going to have your preference.
Right.
And I'm going to break down Simpson next? I don't even know. Where's my phone? I think next Tuesday or Wednesday. This is what I have listed for me, but I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah,
it's
I got
fun.
a lot of...
it's the best time of the year, man.
And I gave you the list of the guys I want to talk about. A lot of them are just sleepers, and that's kind of where I went with it. I want to talk about guys that may not be discussed as much come draft time. So when guys start popping up, the morning show, we talked about the guy already. So Emmanuel Forbes, Jack Campbell.
I need thinkers on my defense, not people who just react.
Yep.
Sign me up.
Good 2 debuts.
We'll take a break. When we get back, Derek Carr released by the Raiders. Jim Caldwell hired as a senior assistant in Carolina. Interesting. We'll get to all that and more coming up next. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency.
Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com for more information.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at WoodwardSports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Let me tell you about our friends at the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck, because it is the home of the original football bowling game. 2 to play for $12, the unlimited open play. Or you pay $120, you can get you and 9 other friends to go play as well. $2 mystery beer machine, full bar. Check it all out. You think you're better than Jared Goff, top 10 quarterback in the NFL? Head down to Fulling Warehouse, test your skills out. FullingWarehouse.com.
All right, 9:14 Wednesday morning. Adham, Beydoun, and Jeff, Iafrate live, WoodwardSports.com. All right. Derek Carr released by the Raiders. This was inevitable. He had a no-trade clause. There was no chance the team was going to take on his $40 million contract. Look, Derek Carr is the single most attractive commodity in the offseason right now. He has the option and the ability, and you're going to look at San Francisco, and you're going to look at all this. He's going to have the ability to go to a really good situation, and hopefully with a really good coach. He obviously declined the Saints. He wasn't interested. So I'm curious to see where he goes. I want to know your thoughts on him first being released. Josh McDaniels moving on from Derek Carr. I mean, that's going to blow up in their face. Not that Derek Carr is some franchise 15-year quarterback. He's the next Patrick Mahomes. No. But, you know, when you talk about would you rather have no quarterback or Derek Carr, you'd rather have Derek Carr. The guy can play. No, he's not special, but he's above average. He's good. At times, very good. Someone's going to get a good quarterback.
If he comes in, just theoretically, just throwing this out there, if he comes to the Saints or the Carolina Panthers and he's in the NFC, where do you have him in the NFC in terms of quarterback rankings? Where would you put him? Because we just went through 10 of them. Derek Carr in the NFC, where would you rank him? If he goes to the Saints or Carolina?
If he goes to the Saints or Carolina, he'd be like 7 or 8.
Yeah,
it's not the best situation.
Right, and that's kind of the point. I mean, going to the NFC, it's different. Like Derek Carr, say what you want about him, but he reminds me a lot. And I'm not saying he is Matthew Stafford, but at the time, all the narratives with Matthew, right, doesn't have an offensive line, doesn't have a defense, doesn't have a run game. And Derek Carr's went a long time without any of those things. Not a good defense, not a good head coach, which we've seen multiple occasions. But still, Derek Carr to me is still a good to really good quarterback. It depends on the situation he's in. Coaching, what kind of defense, what kind of weapons does he have. So, to me, the best destination, there's a couple teams that are interested. You got the Jets, Carolina Panthers, the Saints, the Tennessee Titans. To me, the Saints make the most sense because they're a veteran roster. They got some weapons that I like. Chris Olave, good defense. Still got Cam Jordan. You got some pieces there. But still, does it make the Saints legitimate contenders? No. I do think they can make a run at their own division. But still, I'm just glad this finally is over and he got released. I know the whole trade thing, no one's trading for that. I mean, especially you can wait, he'll get released, and you can go acquire him through free agency anyway. So I'm happy Derek Carr's just out of Las Vegas. Las Vegas and then that marriage didn't work out. Josh McDaniels wasn't, fully on board with Derek Carr. That's fine. Allow Derek Carr to go to the NFC.
They have to draft a quarterback, no?
Yeah, no question.
Because what are you going to go from? You're going to go from Derek Carr to Jimmy G?
Yeah,
what are the options for the Raiders?
To me, that's kind of a lateral move. So, no. You're drafting a quarterback. That's what this tells me. So, I just think in the NFC with the Saints, NFC's so bad. I can see the Saints making the playoffs with Derek Carr. It's just how it is. But we'll see.
If you had to, if you're a team, I'm not going to ask you to be his agent. You're a team in the NFC right now. Which team? Who? If you were the GM of which team that you would go all in on Derek Carr?
If I'm the Saints or the Panthers, But if I'm talking as a complete roster with coaching, I'd probably go to the Panthers because you got Frank Reich, you have a good defense, you got some weapons. Like they're surrounded by great coaches. They're still trying to find their OC in Carolina. I know they're talking to the tight ends coach and the assistant coach / in LA. I forgot his name off the top of my head, but they still need to hire an OC. But if you're talking about situation, I like Carolina's. Honestly, the Saints are just in cap hell. They got a lot of things they got to figure out.
Cap hell, but
and Dennis Allen, I'm not a huge fan of Dennis Allen. So talking about for my career, I'd go play with Frank Reich.
What about Tampa Bay? They got the weapons.
Ooh.
Kind of like the same situation, I feel like, as the Raiders' offense.
Are the Niners in the market for Derek Carr? No.
The Niners?
He's going to want big-time money.
Yeah, if you saw what you did with Brock Purdy, you don't know really what you have with Trey Lance, I would probably just stick with those guys. I mean, but Brock Purdy has to get surgery, so you're... But yeah, for the money he's asking, you're right. He's probably not going... He's not going to the 49ers. I think the Buccaneers are interesting.
How many of these teams that need a quarterback are sitting back? Oh, Derek Carr's available. You know who's going to be available at 1 and 2 next year, likely? Derek May and Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Drake May's
do I want Caleb Williams, Drake May, and whoever else comes out? Or do I want Derek Carr? I know what Derek Carr is. He has limitations. I need to put an exceptional roster around him, which is most quarterbacks. There's maybe 6 quarterbacks right now in the NFL that can overcome everything. I would even say 6. I would say 2 or 3. So every quarterback needs help. Now let's get rid of that narrative that they don't. Okay, so what do I need to do? Am I going to win this year if I sign this guy or not? I don't think Tampa wins this year even if they sign him. I don't think the Saints do even if they sign him. You can sell me on Carolina because of the defense. But he's going to sign a 5-year, $200 million contract. Or 4-year, $160 million. He's not going less than what he was already getting.
Right.
And he's not going for more. Maybe he goes to a contender, he'll take a team-friendly deal for $35, but he's going to be expensive, man.
And how do you look at that if you're Carolina or not the Raiders, but the Carolina specifically? You have a top 10 pick, and you have the option to sign Derek Carr, do an extended contract, a lot of money, or do you go out and just get a rookie? Because I feel like Carolina, I mean, you've taken chances on quarterbacks already in recent history, Baker, Sam Darnold, but now you go out and you sign Derek Carr to a long-term contract. That does tie you up a little bit if you're unhappy with Derek Carr. So that's what the Panthers got to think about. They got to pay Brian Burns. They got guys that are coming up they're going to have to pay. Would you be willing to put that money in Derek Carr or get a rookie and just keep this roster together? I think that's the real question.
If I'm a team, I'm tanking for Caleb Williams.
I would agree. If you're talking about Derek Carr commanding top-tier money, I'm not paying.
It's like I know I don't have a complete roster. So why am I going to shell out $30, $40, $45 million, which maybe not. But let's say you're paying Derek Carr top 10 money, okay? Am I getting top 10 play? Is he a top 10 No, not right now. And I'm a struggling team. I can't offer him Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, and that offense. I don't have that here. I need to build it. So how about I take a year to suck, because I don't have the greatest roster. I go get my quarterback. I go draft a few people this draft and the following, and hopefully I have something in the next year. But I don't see it, Jeff. I don't see it. I don't see how... I don't see how you take a chance on Derek Carr if you're any of these small teams in the NFC. Maybe Indianapolis on the AFC side, but it looks like they're going to go for Will Levis. How do you justify paying Derek Carr? The only team I can think of is the Niners. Or he goes and signs a 1-year deal there. But is he going to do that?
I think he wants security at this point.
I think he wants financial security.
Yeah.
And he's going to go to a team that is desperate for a quarterback. And who's desperate right now? The Saints. The Saints are desperate.
Yeah.
The Jets are desperate.
But I think the Jets are sold on getting Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and, you know.
There's a report, too, I saw yesterday. I don't know how the truth to this report, but it's got to be bogus. I saw a report the Jets are higher on Ryan Tannehill than most are, or something like that.
The Jets?
Like the Jets are interested in Ryan Tannehill.
I want to believe that's true. Robert Saleh and
it's like, what?
Company deserve to get fired.
Ryan Tannehill. I would rather have Derek Carr over Ryan Tannehill, so we'll see. To me, it's the Saints or the Panthers. That's the two spots. We'll see what team's more desperate and believes Derek Carr will put them over the top. But other than them, I don't see 49ers. I don't see the Bucs. Those two teams are most realistic.
I see the Bucs. I see some of these teams that are just going to suck next year, saying, you know what, we get a chance to get Caleb Williams.
Let's do it.
Or Drake May. Fuck it.
Yeah, because if you're the Bucs, just give the reins to Kyle Trask. And if you suck and he sucks,
not if, you will suck.
If.
When.
If. No, I'm just joking. Then you have your answer then. You go out and draft a quarterback, so it's a win-win.
What do you think of Derek Carr's time in Las Vegas, though? Disappointing? Underachieving?
Well, underachieving as an organization. I think
they let him down more than he let them down?
Absolutely, yes. I mean, that's obvious. Failing to build a good defense, the botched draft picks, finally getting Devontae Adams, but when you get Devontae, you got Josh McDaniels in a bad defense. I mean, they signed Chandler Jones. He wasn't who they thought he'd be. It's disappointing. It was. The Raiders have been disappointing for quite some time. So I don't think that was more on Derek than it was the organization.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Let's see where Derek Carr's career takes him. He's 31 years old. A 4-year deal probably makes sense if you're a team. The Jets, make the phone call. Make the phone call. He's a free agent. Pay him. Don't trade any of your assets. You draft very well.
Right.
Go continue drafting. Pay him for 3 years, $120 million. 4 years, $160 million. You have the cap space. Go out and do it. You're a young team. By the time his contract is expiring, your players will be up for renewal. You'll be able to have flexibility, and hopefully by then you would have made a playoff run. You have the defense for it. If you're the Jets, you go all in. Do I think they're Super Bowl contenders with him? No. Depends on coaching. Depends on how good their offense is.
Right, and I think this comment Dad says in the YouTube chat, Derek Carr is indeed mid, but you can win with mid. Great point.
That is historically
not
true
elite
in the NFL.
But you could still win with Derek Carr.
Yep. Here's what we're going to do. We'll take a break. When we get back, Jim Caldwell hired as a senior assistant with Carolina. Honestly, it's only in the rundown because he coached the Lions. I don't want to talk about this, but we're going to because I guess there is something brewing behind the scenes. I don't know. I think we're making more than what it is, but
and then I got a question I want you to answer.
I know, Jeff. I know. That's why I don't want to do it. Right? So we'll take a break. When we get back, Jim Caldwell. Yay. But before we do, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. No appointment necessary. They're awesome stylists. We'll take care of you like they take care of me. So what are you waiting for? Get to a Lady Jane's near you. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, WoodwardSports.com. As always, Jim Caldwell, everybody's favorite coach to talk about and make more of than what it ever was. Jim Caldwell. Jeff, go for it. I don't have any words.
So let me just break it down for you. Frank Reich, when he was talking to Temper, the owner of the Panthers, one thing he did pitch is, I'm going to create or at least bring in an elite coaching staff. I'm going to try and get all the talent I can. And you're kind of seeing that play out. I mean, they've made some great hires. We know they took Deuce Staley, running back coach and assistant head coach. It's a similar role in Carolina, closer to his mother. So Deuce is there. They brought in Caldwell really as an offensive assistant, but he's helping out in multiple areas: offense, defense, special teams. Caldwell was interviewed for the Panthers head coaching job, so they bring him on as an offensive assistant. They got Evero, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, the great defensive coordinator for the Broncos. And then they bring in Don Capers as well to help out with the defense as a senior defensive assistant. They still got to hire an OC, but they're kind of assembling a nice, cast of coaches. And the reason why I asked this is we haven't really seen Caldwell back in the NFL. I mean, he was fired from the Lions. He took some, advisory jobs. Whatever. He was around the NFL, but he never became another head coach or a head coach again. He had some interviews, but the question I have is, even Jim Caldwell doing this, is there any chance we see Caldwell once again as a head coach? Or you think he'll just be an advisor the rest of his career and he's over? And I'm asking you specifically because I have an idea what you're going to say. So I just want to hear it before I confirm what I think.
Fuck you.
There it is. Okay.
All right, number one. Number two. if I'm a NFL owner or GM, okay, I'm going to put out a policy. I'm going to make it public. You ready for this? I don't want to hire proven mediocre coaches. All right, cool. Let's get that posted on social media. Let me get this back up. Let's go stand in front of the team and tell the team this. Hey, guys, I don't want to hire proven, keyword proven, mediocre coaches. Okay? I'm going to take a chance on a Shane Steichen, a chance on Jonathan Gannon, a chance on Mike Kafka, a chance on Eric Bieniemy. But I'm not going to sit there and fucking hire a dude who was average at best.
Right.
And the only reason we think he's a king in this fucking town is because the sports team associated with your football team has been absolutely fucking shit. And it was followed up with arguably one of the worst coaches ever in Matt Patricia. Imagine sleeping with a fucking elephant and then waking up the next morning. Think this through.
Okay, I'm thinking.
You sleep with an elephant, a clean one.
Okay.
You sleep with it for years.
Wow.
It's average. It's not satisfying. You wake up one day, you're sleeping in the fucking middle of a goddamn lake, and you're sleeping with a goddamn hippo. Now, how'd that make you feel? A dirty-ass hippo covered in mud. Huh? It traumatized you a little bit, wouldn't it? Yeah, all right. That's what happened here in Detroit. You went from shit to even shittier. And now you remember the shit like it was actually decent. That's the problem. It's like you swiped right on Tinder when you were drunk. You ended up taking a 5 home. And then you got drunk again, and you accidentally swiped right on a fucking 0. And the next thing you know, you woke up next to Medusa. And now you want to go back to the 5. Now the 5 looks like Scarlett Johansson. Now the 5 looks like, I don't know who else.
Okay.
Jennifer Lopez. Now the 5 looks like one of them.
Would you be willing to all those things you just said? Would you be willing? Because I agree with what Funky said in the chat, too, talking about this role might be best for Caldwell.
Can I yell
get
real
that.
quick? Can I yell?
But you can't one thing you can't take away from Caldwell?
Fuck off. Take away what?
Wayne Fonts?
God, kiss my ass.
Jim Caldwell.
Kiss my ass. You kiss my ass.
Those are just the numbers.
And Benji in the chat, kiss my ass.
Those are just the numbers.
Marvin Lewis is fucking in a different stratosphere than Jim Caldwell. You know why? Because he won 5 division fucking titles with John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin in his fucking division. 5 division titles. Talk to me about a fucking coach. 4 years. Oh, it was more better than 500. 3 out of the 4 years. 0-2 in the playoffs. Couldn't go for it on 4th and inches. God. You know who Jim Caldwell is? Jim Caldwell is the girl that has her back facing towards you at the bar, and you're on your 7th or 8th drink, and you're like, damn it, she might be Ava Longoria, I don't know.
Jeez.
You grab her shoulder, you ask her out on a date, you go home, it all goes very well. You wake up the next morning, and you know who it ends up being? It ends up being fucking Lizzo or somebody, I don't know. Because you're so drunk, you don't even know what you're looking at. That's how all of you remember Jim Caldwell.
I just think, I'm surprised. I mean, even after being fired from the Lions, I mean, say what you want, but you see some of these guys that get hired, and again, this goes back to
Josh McDaniels.
Right, this goes back to what we talked about earlier. And again, we agree with you're never going to tell an organization on who and who not to hire. I understand that. But how in the hell does Cliff Kingsbury, Matt Rule, these guys get jobs, and Jim Caldwell never had another job after the Lions? And this is why we talk so much about Ben or the assistants, guys that are getting opportunities or interviews with other teams. Usually, coaches go to the Detroit Lions to
is why I didn't
die.
want it. This is why I didn't want it on the show prep. I swear to God, this is why I didn't want this. I didn't want this conversation. There's a reason why we didn't acknowledge it when he first got hired, because I don't want to fucking have this conversation. I don't. You fucking idiots. You fucking idiots. He blew the goddamn division year one. He fucking sucked dick the rest of the 3 other years. And he won, 70% of those games on a last-second field goal because of Matthew Stafford and Matt Brady? Go fuck yourselves, every single one of you in the chat that are defending Jim Caldwell and telling me Marvin Lewis? Marvin Lewis won 5 divisions, you dumb fucks. With no money in free agency, with cheap ownership, with a chaotic front office. Go fuck yourselves. Every single one of you. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Disgusting. Disgusting. And you know what? Same thing with Dan Campbell. He changed the culture. Oh my God, he makes me feel good. If Dan Campbell wins 7 games this year, he can get the fuck out of town. He wins 5 games this year, get the fuck out of town. He doesn't win a division for the next 2 years, get the fuck out of here. Welcome to the NFL. I can like Campbell right now, but if he don't win shit, he's not going to be remembered for shit. Same with Caldwell, same with every other goddamn head coach in the history of the NFL.
Would you be willing to admit Jim Caldwell's a good coach?
He's an average coach. Good at best. Good at times. Maybe. But what's good?
Okay, you just
what's
went
the
through
definition
like 3
of good?
different.
Because I don't know.
Mid, average, good at best, maybe. Like, which one is it, Adam?
Oh my God.
Is he good or not?
He's average. He's not good. No. Because he walked in year one and he took over a roster from Jim Schwartz that was one of the better rosters we've seen in this franchise's history. A top 5 defense statistically all time.
Right. And that's true.
And he walked in, they went 11-5, he blew the division. Okay, no problem. I'll let it go. 7-9 the next year after starting, 5-0, 5-2, something like that?
Correct.
6-2, something like that?
Yeah.
Then goes 9-7, 9-7. And we sit here, stroke him off like he isn't Jason Garrett. Would you hire Jason Garrett? Because that's exactly who the fuck Jim Caldwell is. Stupid asses. This is why I didn't want to do the segment.
This is exactly why I wanted to do the segment.
This is why I did it. Like, literally this exact reason, man. Just get me worked up over a goddamn useless coach. Unbelievable.
And this is a great hire by the Panthers, I think. I mean, even as an assistant, I think the role fits best for him. I just want to discuss that. I know how you feel. I mean, you've talked about Caldwell for years, and you've been preaching too. My thoughts is just comparing to
I'm happy for him. I don't care. That means nothing. You know why? Because Urban Meyer was the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and those sons of bitches won a division, and I haven't seen one in my fucking lifetime.
Yeah, and that'll always be the stain on Jim Caldwell's coaching career with the Lions. Is not winning a
nobody
division.
gets to have patience in the NFL.
No.
At 1-6, yes, I was going to kill Dan Campbell. But you know what? He went on a 10-game run where they were 8-2 and showed a lot of promise. And you know what? If he shows his ass next year, all of you are going to want him out of town. Because all of you finally have the expectation that this team should go compete and hopefully win the North. And if they go out and show their ass and win 4, 5, 6 games, you're going to be asking questions.
Right.
So please do me a favor and shut up. Because until you accomplish something, you ain't shit. Good? Cool. Moving on. God.
I love it. I
love you too, buddy. Give me a heart attack over here. Tell everybody at home about our good friends over at Centron.
Let me tell you about it, guys. Listen, if you're like Adam and Jim Caldwell's got you fired up, relax. Take a Centron and get energized. Centron World is an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand with a line of sparkling flavored energy beverages and premium bottled water. Centron is fashionable, functional, and fun. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Centron is your top choice. Buy online at drinkcentron.com. Centron is also available at Amazon.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
At Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
All right, we're back here on the morning show, and I think Fish's favorite segment of the week. Is it 10 questions to ask Adam?
Well, we have 5 of them, but we're going to...
5 it is. How many of them did you pull
to...
from people who submitted them to you?
5 of them.
All 5 of them?
Yeah.
So you did nothing, you lazy fuck. All right, go ahead and start asking.
I didn't know I did nothing or something. Anyways, we have questions today. We'll open up to the audience after the 5 questions. However, people who want to put in the chat, make the questions different than Mailbag. We do have Mailbag coming up at 9:50.
I can't wait.
So make these questions different than what you're going to ask at 9:50. Okay, here we go. Timeline order we go. We're going to start off with Robert Kerr, and I don't know if these people watch the show, by the way, so they could be people that don't even know who Adam is. But anyways, does he enjoy... do you enjoy a relaxing walk on the beach?
Who the fuck does that? What, do I live in Cabo? I live in Michigan, you dumb fucks.
Wait, what was the question?
Do you enjoy relaxing walks on the beach? Do you
No,
enjoy
I'd rather
relaxing
sit
walks
on my
the beach?
lazy ass and soak up the sun. No, I don't.
Wait, is that a
Walks on
question?
the beach? What am I, fucking...
Wait, is that a question or an opinion? Like, do you want Adam's opinion on long walks on the beach, or is that a question?
I mean, that was a question that was there.
Who asked that question?
Robert Kerr on Twitter.
I'm very disappointed, Robert.
Yeah, you a long walks on the beach
I live in
type of guy?
Michigan.
Are you?
I get maybe 3 days a year to do it. Go ahead, Fish.
Okay, this one's going to be a good one for you.
All right.
From David Minter, and we have a thing that's going to pop up on the back wall for you. Can Adam locate Saginaw on a Michigan map? So we have 2 maps. There's one of them. There's the other one. You can pick and choose which one you want to do. I can give you this mic if you'd like it as well.
Saginaw?
Saginaw,
I don't
yes,
need the
sir.
mic. I don't need the mic.
Okay.
I got it.
Saginaw on a map.
Can I get the other map? It's more friendly.
More friendly.
Oh, this is a horrible map. Go back to the other one. Saginaw? I know
sir.
It's north, right?
You got to go break down the film. What are you doing?
I don't know what Saginaw
this mic if you want to.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, you got.
I'm gonna be very specific here. Don't
You're
worry.
a weatherman here. You better go point to it.
I'm gonna say it is in the middle. It's in between the beige and purple block at the tip of University.
Okay, well, I think it's right above Flint.
Fuck!
Yeah,
where's Flint?
Fish, get up there. Show him
Yeah,
what's
Fish,
at.
you come up here with the mic.
Well, I'll show it to him then. I'll show you where our lovely folks
Where the hell is
Saginaw
Saginaw?
located.
Get your ass up
I mean,
here,
I could
Fish.
be wrong,
You guys are assholes. Of course you asked this shit.
but I believe it's right around here.
Oh, so I was way off.
Or here-ish.
I was way off.
Were you thinking it's here?
No, you jackass. Right under
he
the
said-
word grand to the right a little bit, you jackass.
Oh, okay, like
Down
there?
a little bit. That's where I guessed, all right?
Oh, okay. Not terrible.
You just went with the center of Michigan, pretty much. So you're
Not
at least.
really. I don't know. Where's
It's probably
Flint?
like 100 miles. You know where Flint is?
No.
His
Where's
camera
Flint?
angle
It's only
makes
an
Fish
hour
look
away.
so
It's
small.
like, here.
He's smaller than he is.
It's all right. You can't win them all.
Oh, God.
Actually,
all right,
does the other map? Does the other map have Flint?
Probably. Yeah, it does. You're right.
Okay, so there's Flint.
Yeah,
I think
you
it's
got
right
it.
around here.
You got it. You got it. All right, go
That's
fuck yourself.
Traverse City.
Hey, you can't
Which
go.
you should go to
I'm
Traverse
done.
City, by
I'm
the way.
done
It's
with
a
the
great
map.
city.
You can't bat 100.
Okay, we'll do more questions here.
You can't bat 100.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I am failing so miserably right now.
I didn't know Fish would have the map, though. You really went all
came
out.
up at that mid-show. That's why he was in here.
All right, Fish, what do you got? What else we got?
I made sure to use the map. Okay. This is a normal question, basically.
Why do you have 2 mics, buddy?
What the fuck is going on?
This one was crackle. You want me to use the crackly mic, or you want me to use
It
the
just
good
looks
mic?
funny. You got
Are you double mic'd up
This
on a
one's not
Wednesday
even
or
on.
what?
Here, I'll move this out of the way. Oops, that happened. There we go. I moved it out of the way.
Okay.
Happy now?
No, it's still in the
It's still
shop,
in the
but
way,
go
you
ahead.
can still see it, but either
Well,
way, go
it's-
on.
Dude,
Go
it's
on.
Just go ahead, Fish. Just go ahead,
down.
buddy.
double
There we
mic'd up
go.
on a Wednesday.
Okay, Say 10 asks, ask Adam if he thinks the Lions can make the NFC Championship game. If you look at the Super Bowl odds and the schedule for the 2023 season,
This is a nice question.
I think they can if they can stay healthy.
I think it all depends on who they land in the divisional round.
So you like this one, don't you?
Yeah, I like this.
This is a
question.
new
I
rule.
would say they have a chance. Yeah, I expect them to be really good this year. I do, and it's a weak NFC. So yeah, I think they can. I wouldn't put my money on it. I wouldn't make them a contender. I wouldn't say they're a favorite, but I think they could make a run. They play the Giants and then Seattle. Yeah, they could easily get there. But if they play the Giants or Seattle and then Philly,
right? It's dependent on
it really
matchups.
depends on where you're seated and who you're playing in the divisional round. That to me is everything. Go ahead, Fish.
Okay, our Red Wings hockey expert Tammy Chin.
All right.
If the Pistons release Coach Casey, which you'd be happy if they do, who would you want to see as the new head coach?
Ooh.
So Coach Casey, Dwayne Casey, gone. Okay, who are you putting as their coach?
Or what type of coach? What are some traits you're looking for?
That's fine too.
Maybe not specific names.
I'm looking for leadership. I'm looking for offensive minded.
Yep.
I'll tell you what I'm not interested in. I'm not interested in a Thibodeau. I'm not interested in some of these guys that are defensive first. That we're past that. So I want somebody in here who has a belief on how offense and the ball should be distributed in the NBA, and that would be my pick. The Spurs assistant is my go-to, but man, there's some really qualified guys out there. What's his face? Scotty Brooks. Scotty Brooks is a good one. Coached OKC back in the day. Veteran, knows the game, offensive driven. Let's save the Casey stuff for when it happens. But that would be my go-to. That's my ideal situation. Go ahead, Fish.
Okay, thank you for all the people on Twitter who asked me questions. We're now going to go to the chat.
Okay.
And I think you're going to love it because 9 drinks. We're going back to the map. Where is Grand Haven?
I don't know. So don't ask me. Don't ask me.
You're not going to answer what
You're
Grand
setting
Haven
them up
is?
for failure.
Do you ask a hobo for money? Then don't ask me.
No, typically you don't.
Where cities are that I've never fucking heard of are on the map.
Okay, how do you have never heard of these cities? You may not know where you are, that's
I've
fine.
heard of Grand Haven, but I have no idea where that's at.
Yeah.
I've never
I
heard
may
of it.
have an
Don't know where
idea.
it's at.
Oh, that's great.
Go ahead, Fish. What else we got
here? You should know where Ann Arbor is.
Of course.
Okay, good.
Thank God.
Well, I would hope you know where Ann Arbor is. I think we've already asked this one like a few months ago, but Cherry Festival?
Who?
Cherry Festival? Do you know where the Cherry Festival is?
No. Do I look like the fucking person to go to a cherry festival? I got fucking anger issues.
I can see that. Let's see. Not a lot of questions.
What about this one by Jake?
Oh God.
And you'll which is the largest of the Great Lakes?
Guys, geographical, related to Michigan. Here, that's my answer.
Hey,
Oh, okay. Wow.
Jesse
All right.
Adams asked, "What's your go-to breakfast order?"
Oh.
I don't eat breakfast.
What?
Jesus
Are you
Christ,
human?
man.
Are you a human? Are you a human being? You don't eat breakfast. You don't travel.
Yeah, doesn't
He
travel
has
anywhere.
sports
I don't eat breakfast.
24/7 in this man's life.
I don't eat breakfast. Swear to God.
Do you eat lunch or dinner, or do you just snack all
I
day?
skip lunch. I don't snack all day. I just eat dinner, for the most part.
So you
I'll
basically
drink water throughout the day.
So you do like a 20-ish hour fast every day?
No, I don't call it a fast. I just don't eat breakfast or lunch.
So you when's the last time you've ate
Will you
breakfast? Like, there's not a Saturday, you and the wifey, we'll make some
that
breakfast.
doesn't count,
Well,
does
what,
it?
No, yeah. What would you be making?
Oh,
What's your
I mean-
go-to if you're gonna make it? Not do you eat
Oh, at
breakfast in the
home?
morning?
I'm thinking like every day you wake up and you have breakfast. 'Cause that's not what happens.
Yeah, 'cause I don't really-
Sunday
typically, I
breakfast
don't-
is a thing in my household.
Okay.
So tell me what's on the menu. Tell me what's on the menu.
Eggs.
Okay.
Ooh.
I think that's fucking.
Dude
it.
eats eggs.
That's it. Fucking eggs.
Wait,
eggs and
that's actually
toast.
it?
I don't know.
Eggs and toast. Okay.
Sometimes we get fancy and there's
Oh
pancakes
my
on the table. I don't
I
fucking
love
know.
it, dude.
Egg and toast isn't terrible.
I love it.
Hey,
He says, I got
Two
eggs.
times asked, Adam, do you know the state bird?
Who? The state bird?
Yeah. There's like a state animal in every state.
There's a state bird for the stupid city or state.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know the state bird.
I don't know what it is.
So
I didn't know we had a state bird. I thought there was a deer. Was it part of the Michigan flag?
So that's a fail.
Yeah, that's
people already chiming in. It's a robin.
Ah, okay.
The more you know.
God damn it.
Cool. I bet you Adam doesn't know what's on our state flag, though. Speaking of states.
I don't. I thought it was a fucking deer.
Well, I don't think there's a deer on
continue
there.
this.
Yeah, we gotta go to break.
Go to break and we'll come back to the
Oh my God! What am I doing with my life?
Thank you for all the questions. We'll do it again next week.
No, we're coming back with more questions.
Massive success this week.
Yeah,
but we'll
let
do
me
mailbag.
Listen, let me tell you about Guardian Alarm, because if you're like Adam and you're not a human being, you need defense on your home. All right, you get skeptical. Call Guardian Alarm because they can protect you. They got customized solutions from real experts, 24/7 professional monitoring, and they have technology backed by people. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for more information.
Stay out.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots, he scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry. Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
Start your health journey today with Dr. Jason and our good friends over at Custom Health Centers like Ryan Ermanni has. 844-789-8446. Get started today. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you. All right. Do we want to continue this? You guys are killing me with these questions. Ask Adam to name 3 governors in Michigan, not name Gretchen Whitmer.
That's actually really... I don't know if I could do that.
I couldn't.
Rick Snyder... 3 of them?
Oh, I remember Rick Snyder. There you go. That's one.
Jennifer Granholm, I think it was.
She was a governor?
I think so.
Yeah, Fish, you're nailing it.
I went to her office as a field trip. So.
Oh, look at you. Did you smash?
Well, she wasn't... I mean, she wasn't in the office, so...
No,
which doesn't...
Unlucky for her.
Yeah.
Which I don't think most governors are at their office when they got a school field trip, because that's bad things waiting to happen.
Shout out to Big Dan Davis. Welcome to the Woodward crew.
Hey.
They're signed up. All right, some of these questions, let's go through
Let's
them.
go for it. Oh, God.
I want to find one that I saw during the break that I thought was kind of funny. Rustin Burks, Mailbag. Any opinion on Greg Olsen getting the shaft? Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And we're paying him $20-30 million a year. And we can't afford you, bitch. So
and Greg
go
Olsen's
cover the second game like a good boy if you want a job.
Greg Olsen's really good, and I get the Tom Brady thing.
I don't. See, you know what?
He's gonna do one more
here's
season,
another
then
thing
he's
we're going
out.
to disagree on today.
Oh, God.
I think he's over-fucking rated.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I would rather hear Dan Orlovsky in the booth than Greg Olsen.
I mean,
Greg
Dan would be
Olsen,
good, too.
totally overrated, did an average job in the Super Bowl.
Wow,
I didn't think it was
okay.
anything special.
Wow.
He's good. I don't see special.
I think he's overrated.
Totally overrated. For the outroar and outcry, oh, Greg Olsen's getting the raw deal.
I like Greg Olsen. Now his salary got like deducted 70%, whatever it is, $15 million to $3 million.
He still gets one more year, so he'll call games this year, and then 2024. I don't know. He might be better off going as an analyst instead of a color commentator if he's going to get booted far down. I don't know.
IT Hips asked Mailbag Adam, multiple mock drafts, including Mel Kiper, had the Lions taking Tyree Wilson. So if that actually happens, will you be screaming on the show the next morning?
No.
No, I don't. I wouldn't scream over Tyree Wilson.
That is a premier position.
Yeah.
One of the top quality edge rushers coming out this year. I wouldn't hate it. It's not my priority, though. Last year, I banged the table for an edge. I don't think I'm banging one this year for 6. But if he's there, he's going to be the best one available at 6, likely on the board. Do you take Devon Witherspoon? Do you trade back? Who knows? Who knows? We have so much time to talk about it. I can't wait. Jeff, Adam, which quarterbacks do you like for the Lions to draft as a developmental backup for Jared Goff?
I'm going to be honest with you. I only have a handful of guys I like in this draft. I'm going to do more over the next couple weeks and look more into the quarterback class. Besides the guys I like, in terms of developmental guys, I mean, maybe Tanner McKee. I have to watch more tape. I don't want to say anything right now because I haven't watched a ton of film, but I like the top of the tier quarterbacks. I like Bryce Young a lot, but obviously he won't be there. So I don't have an answer for that right now. Closer to the mock draft season, I will.
All right, if you had to pick one who's more likely to get canned sooner than later, Tucker at Michigan State or Juwan Howard at Michigan, you can't say neither. Juwan Howard at Michigan. Fucking disgraceful. Disgraceful.
It's rough.
Excuse my language. It's pathetic. It's unacceptable. John Beilein built a wonderful basketball program. One that was feared. One that was respected. And Juwan Howard has flipped it on its head, and it's fucking shit is what it is. Disgusting. Not a fan.
Yeah, they might not even make the March Madness tournament. They're holding on right now, so not a good look.
Unreal. Not a fan of Juwan Howard. He can leave.
Joey asks, is Adam aware that Michigan has an Upper Peninsula?
I am. I do know that, guys. Come on. Give me some credit.
I love it.
Which, by the way, is actually connected to Wisconsin. Most people knew that, but just a fact if you didn't know, it's connected to Wisconsin. I believe it was theirs for a little while, and then we took it over. So we can say we own Wisconsin, too.
Punch God asked, question, Adam, if you and Fish were stuck on an island with no food, would you eat them?
Oh, boy.
No. I would let Fish kill me and eat me. Because I'm 185 pounds. He's maybe 105. There's nothing there for me. So he can live longer by eating me. So I would gladly kill myself for you, Fish.
Very admirable of you.
You're being nice for once. This just came out of nowhere, though.
Thank you.
Mailbag, is Isaiah Stewart starting or coming off the bench next year? Just depends who you bring in. That's why I got to wait till free agency and see who they sign. If you bring in a guy like Grant Williams and you think he should start, I wouldn't mind Isaiah Stewart off the bench. Still a serviceable player. I just got to see who's available, especially at that 4 spot. So right now, I would say, depending on his development, I'd like to see him start, but I don't know. They could acquire a better player. We'll see.
Can we send Adam back to school like Billy Mattis? I can't. Me and school don't get along.
Your
guys.
influence on people in school,
Me and school don't get along. I was never a troublemaker. Okay, I never was. But as I got older, past 17, I started to develop a not give a fuck attitude, and it was tough to deal with.
Yeah, that's not.
Shout out to my parents.
You'd probably excel in history, though.
I excelled in everything. Actually, I was a really good grade student. I could get all the grades.
You just didn't give a damn. Yeah,
hated it. This is Juwan Howard's 4th year. He's got 1 Big Ten title, an Elite 8 appearance, 2 Sweet 16 appearances. That's not good enough for a middle-of-the-pack basketball program. Wow. Michigan, when he took over, was one of the 5-6 best programs in basketball in the country. Stop it.
They made it to a final in, 2013 and 20...
Yes,
was it
they
19
did.
Or
they
18?
made 2 finals appearances in that window. Yes, they did.
Talk to him, Fish.
Please. I'd love to see Adam crushing... Oh, God, 1st graders in dodgeball. Jake, you sick ass. Imagine. Dude, Woodward Sports versus a bunch of 1st graders.
You can sling it. Yeah, you
kill them.
You'd be between the eyes on 1st graders in dodgeball.
I sent a kid home one day in middle school.
I mean, that seems like you.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you actually
and it was mean though. But he was always mean to me, so I took my chance.
You took the anger out on him.
Yeah. He was on the floor. He had slipped.
Oh, one of those.
Somebody had thrown a ball at him, and he blocked it, which left his crotch open. And
Jesus.
Full force, I threw the ball right at his balls. Wow. And he went home that day. And I don't regret it. And you know who you are if you're watching.
I did not expect the story to go that way.
No, I don't think any of us did.
That one took a left turn.
Do you still talk to him since you think he's watching the show?
No, never friends. Definitely never friends.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that one.
Show and tell. What'd you do for show and tell when you were in elementary school?
Good God.
Honestly, I
don't remember what I did. I can't give you an honest answer.
I don't remember. I probably brought in like.
You ever pee yourself at school?
No, I never peed
I'm
myself.
Just asking.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there you
Kindergarten.
All right.
It's a vivid memory in my life. It's one of the clear things I remember every aspect of it for some weird reason.
It happens, dude. You gotta go. You gotta go.
Oh God. Who's more dead, JFK or Jim Caldwell?
Oh boy. What kind of question is that?
You guys know how I feel. JFK is my guy. All right, we're out of here. Thank you guys so much. It was a fun show today. Thank you as always. We'll catch you tomorrow, 8 a.m. sharp. Don't miss it, Fish. As always, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Jeff, thank you as always. Nice swag today, by the way. Again, sending love to everybody affected up in East Lansing. We're so very sorry. If there's anything we can do, please let us know. We'd love to help. We're out of here. Thank you guys so much. Till tomorrow.
Go enjoy all the sports Champions League today, and Arsenal Man City begin the final. Bye. Have a good day.